Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rafneet and today I am updating on my project Level Up progress. This project was created by Sophie Alexandra and the pattern of this project is basically you randomly choose one eyeshadow palette and use all eyeshadows once and hit one pan, and then you level up to level 2 and you choose a palette in which you have to use all of the eyeshadows twice and hit 2 pans and so on. In my introduction, I rolled in level 2 palette as well because the palette I got for level 1 was really easy for me to hit pan on, and that's why I rolled in like the second palette alongside that. So I am excited to show you the progress, but before that, if you are new here, please consider subscribing to my channel because I make a lot of panning videos. Now let's get into the update. So for my level 1, I had this palette from Essence. It's called Bronze This Way. Letters are all worn off. That's a whole story, but either way, this is how it looked like last month. And this is how it's looking like today. I was able to hit pan on this eyeshadow and I hit it after 5 uses. So the first shade is called Love Yourself. I used it once. The second shade is called Superstar. I used it 5 times. And the third shade is called No Mistakes. I used it twice. And this one is called Right Track. I used it once. And this one is called Perfect Babe. I used it 5 times and I hit pan, and it already had a lot of progress going on, so that's why it only took me like 5 uses to hit pan on these ones. And also these eyeshadows are very shallow, so hitting pan on these one, it's not hard at all if you're just using it consistently. So that's where I'm at with this palette. It's a really nice palette. Formula is really good as well. I really enjoyed pairing it with my Pan That palette. Now let's move on to the level 2 palette. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, so I rolled in this palette from BH Cosmetics for my level 2. It's called Do Not Disturb. And this is how it was looking like last month. So in this palette, I have to use all the eyeshadows twice and hit 2 pans. So the very last eyeshadow in here, it got rolled into my Pan Those eyeshadows. That was the eyeshadow that I originally thought I would hit pan on in Project Level Up, but since it got rolled into Pan Those eyeshadows, I have to focus on other 2 eyeshadows. So I am covering the last eyeshadow. So this is how my palette is looking like today. Going over all the shades. So the first shade is called Getting Lost. I used it 20 times and the tip is really huge. This is also the eyeshadow that I want to hit pan on. This shade is also very sparkly and pigmented. I don't know like when would I be able to hit pan on this one, because every time I use it with a finger I kind of like push all the product back into the tip, but we'll get there. The next eyeshadow is called Peace Out. I used it 5 times. The third one is called Not Today. I used it 5 times as well. And this bluish topper shade is called Me Time. I used it twice. And this blue shade is called Silent Mode. I used it twice as well. And this one is a brown to kind of blue duochrome. It's called On Hold and I used it 4 times. This one is called Off the Grid. I used it 10 times to get that dip. This is the other eyeshadow that I'm planning to hit pan on, and this one is called Personal Space. I used it 3 times. Dora is also working on this eyeshadow called Off the Grid in her Pan Those eyeshadows, and she has used it 38 times and still there's like no pan. So yeah, that's why I kind of like took a hint from her previous update and I was like, you know, I should probably use like a denser brush to get to pick up the product. And I think that's the reason why my tip is so prominent, because I use it a lot of times as a liner, for which I use like a tiny pencil brush, and that's why I'm like digging in there. I know it's kind of cheating a little bit, but still like I'm not wasting any product. I'm still putting it on my eyelids and I think that's all what matters to me. But we'll see like if I will be able to get pan on both of them by next update. since I have already used all of these eyeshadows at least twice, now I just have to like hit pan on those two eyeshadows, and I already have like a good amount of uses going on them. I think I am ready to roll in level 3 palette because I can at least start working on hitting the 3 uses goal, and then I can like move on to hit pan on those ones once I have pan on these eyeshadows, because I don't think it should take me like a month to hit pan on both of these eyeshadows, but we never know. I just want to like roll in a new palette. So I have 20 palettes in total, and one of them is my Pan That palette, and that's why I am randomizing one number from 1 to 19. Did we get anything? Hey, so I am back. So what happened, I had to rewatch the video that I filmed because I accidentally pressed the generate button twice. So the first time it gave me number 1, and the second time it gave me number 4. So I'm sticking with number 1 in this case. And the first palette I have in my list is this Revolution X Demi palette. It's called Tropical Carnival Shadow Palette. And in here I already have a lot of pans, so I just need to like hit 3 more pans and use all the eyeshadows in here 3 times. And it has 15 eyeshadows in total. Let me check. Sorry, it has 18 eyeshadows in total, so I have to use 18 eyeshadows 3 times each. Well, it is what it is, because number 4 is my Baby Yoda palette. A part of me just wanted to like, you know, do number 4 like Baby Yoda palette. I love that palette, but again, we got number 1 first, and so I'm sticking with number 1. And I think it's gonna take me a while to kind of use all of these eyeshadows at least 3 times, but again, a lot of them are shimmers and colorful eyeshadows. And this is how this palette looks like. I have one shade completely used up in here. These eyeshadows also take a lot of building up, so I think it would be really easy for me to hit pan on them. I think the challenging part is using 18 eyeshadows or 17 eyeshadows 3 times. But I am up for the challenge and I'm super ready for it. But my main focus would be my level 2 palette, that is my Do Not Disturb palette by BH Cosmetics. And I would want to hit pan on those 2 eyeshadows first, and then I will focus on these eyeshadows for panning. But I will try to get, you know, 3 uses out of as many eyeshadows as I can alongside working on my level 2 palette. So that's my update, pretty sweet and simple. Thank you so much for sticking with me until the end. I hope you have a wonderful day or night depending on when you're watching my video. I will see you in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye.